Howdy!
Howdy,
Welcome to another edition of Under the Hat. I'm Bellboy,
and I'm Sydney.
and today the topic is our top 5 factions in the wrestling business. Well, factions there's been quite a few, haven't there, really, throughout the years?
Yeah, we've had a load of ones, some of which were the Nation of Domination,
Yeah. Disciples of Apocalypse,
the Oddities,
the Union,
the Brood,
Los Boricuas.
the Ministry.
I'm sure you get the hint. There's been loads of factions that have been a big part of wrestling over the years. But all of these, as good as they are, they don't seem to get into our top 5. So, let's get to our top 5.
So, coming in at number 5 is the Hart Foundation. A brilliant faction this was. One of your favourites, wasn't it, Bellboy?
Oh, definitely Sydney. Bret Hart is probably my personal favourite, best of all time. This was my favourite faction of '97 without a shadow of a doubt. That's when the faction was formed. It was a family-held faction. It consisted of Bret, Owen, Dave Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Brian Pillman.
A very loved faction this was, especially in Canada,
Yeah.
where the patriotic theme went down well over there with the fans. They loved it.
They did. It was a great feud. They had anti-American and Canadian feud. It really did hit it off really nicely. And this faction, they held the belts all at one time, which a good faction should always try to accomplish. Great faction. Weren't together too long, but the time they were together, they really did make a difference.
Okay, coming out at number 4, we've got the Classy Evolution. Now this faction epitomised class. You had Triple H, Randy Orton, Ric Flair and Batista. It was the modern day Horsemen. Just all about their styles, all about the money, all about their clothes, and it was brilliant to see when they were all at their peak with all the titles in their possession.
Yeah, once again another faction with all the titles in their possession. It's something that not a lot of factions have accomplished, and Evolution were a great faction. They started in 2003, they went all the way really to 2005 before it completely dismantled. When they were together, there was not much stopping them, and their theme song, everything just oozed class and dominance. So,
I love the way in Evolution you also had the leader in Triple H, you had the old wise one in Ric Flair, you had the muscle and the brute force in the Animal Batista, and you had the young potential rookie in Randy Orton.
yeah, that's true.
So good there.
A good mixture, just as the Horsemen were in their day.
Number 3, as we said before,
Talk of the Devil.
we had the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Four Horsemen. There's a lot of members in the Four Horsemen, but the originals were
Flair, Arn Anderson, Ollie Anderson and Tully Blanchard. I would say that the originals, Flair said it himself on numerous occasions that that's his favourite Horseman group. I'd say it probably is arguably the best one. There have been many over the years, though, as you said, Sydney, including Lex Luger, Barry Windham, Chris Benoit, Sting, Sid.
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. They were the originals of that kind of setting, the long limousines, the jet airplanes. Any women they wanted in the world just like that, you know why? Because it was them.
They could have written the book on class.
Yeah. I mean, they were great spokespeople for the business. They had great mic skills. They really did. They were the original sort of modern day faction.
Next we'll go on to number 2, Bellboy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, this was a pure invasion here
Oh yeah.
of some sorts. When we had the NWO. That started in 96, and oh well, did this take the wrestling business by storm.
It did. It was a poison, and it definitely was that poison. Like I've never seen before. They came in, Hall and Nash started it up as the outsiders. Once they got Hogan on board, not too soon after, everyone seemed to be joining them. You know, the first year I believe that the NWO was, they were like no other faction ever before, or probably ever since. You know, they seemed to be getting all the people that they needed, all the over superstars, all the icons, even the president of the company, Bischoff. I mean, they even got him. They got referees. They got anybody they wanted.
To name just a few, you had Hogan, Six, Giant, Savage, Perfect, the Fake Sting, the Sting,
Yeah.
DiBiase. I mean, there was loads, and the way they came out in their black and white, it just, you know, it divided them so much from the other wrestlers. And they went on to splitting it up into the white and black, and the red and black, and the wolf pack. You just had loads of different types of NWO. I think that's where it got a bit out of hand.
That's yeah, I agree with you there, definitely. For the first year and a half, it was unbelievable, but as soon as they started bringing all this, you know, the Wolfpack was good for a while, but it gradually wore thin, and it was going to kill the company. It saved it, it peaked it, but then it killed it.
And then it came back into WWE, well, it came into the WWE. It looked like a fresh NWO, which was a good thing for the WWE to have, a brilliant time.
Yeah, it's a nice tribute to the NWO, going back that way.
Okay, now get excited, Bellboy.
Yeah.
We've got our top hat.
Top hat, here we come.
The top hat
Number
is...
one. I bet you guess it. You must. You've probably only got 2 words for us.
Suck it.
It's DX.
It's DX.
It had to be, didn't
Top
it, really?
hat. I mean, what can you say about this? At first, I just love the entrance music.
Yeah.
All of DX have the greatest entrance music.
So it started off in '97 with, I think it was its answer to the NWO, WWF's answer to the NWO, and sure was it a good one.
And you had the HBK, I mean, Triple H and China, how funny were they when they started up DX?
Oh yeah, it was like, we'd seen it sort of from the NWO before, but not on this level. Not really, they did set the bar even higher with some of the material that they came up with, some of the actions that they did, you know.
Just no holds barred entertainment.
Yeah.
Brilliant to watch. Brilliant humour.
When Michaels had to go on the shelf for his back injury, it was Triple H that took over the reins as the leader, and then he brought in X-Pac, who was 6th in the NWO. You had the Road Dogg, Mr. Ass, Badass Billy Gunn, as well as China, and that's when the faction really started to click as a proper face faction at that point. And I remember them raiding Nitro that night with the tank, and it was unbelievable faction, up to the point where they turned heel again, and it still was getting over it. It lasted a hell of a lot longer than the NWO did, at a peak sort of level.
I don't think anyone could have anticipated the DX lasting that long, but it was only because everyone was loving it so much.
Yeah.
And never did it grow stale,
Nah.
DX.
Just recently, a couple of years ago, they came back, reunited Michaels with Triple H, and even today, at the moment, in this present time, 2008, they're still coming back.
Still
Old
popular.
matches, here and there, DX reunion, return of DX. The people, you guys, still love them, we still love them, wrestling still loves them. DX, we put a number 1 for a reason.
That's it.
Yeah.
So let's put it up for DX.
I'm sure we've definitely not got 2 words for them, because they are our top hat. I hope you've enjoyed our top 5 factions. Hope you've agreed with them. I mean, if you haven't, let us know. Write your comments, subscribe.
And speaking of people leaving comments, we've had a request by Yanishka.
Yanishka.
Hi there. Yanishka, our next show, we've taken your comments well on board. Our next show is an Under Your Hat edition.
Under your hat.
And it's going to be about the current status of Randy Orton, John Cena and Triple H.
Yeah.
So tune into that one. And until next time, what goes on under the hat stays under the hat.